Welcome back to the Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero, where we are on the, I think, second day of Chapter 4 now? And just received a message that Heiyue is under attack. Or was under attack through the night. So... let's investigate that, I guess. This place is a mess. It certainly looks like the aftermath of a raid. Definitely, there are traces of heavy weaponry scattered all over. At least they didn't resort to explosives. The whole place would be a crater if they did. Oh, I see you guys are on the scene too. Hey Franz, how's the situation looking? We rushed out here as soon as we heard the news. I don't know much yet. All I've heard is that shots were fired in the middle of the night. Dudley and the others are in the middle of conducting an investigation. It sounds like a First Division beat us to the punch. They are always quick to jump on cases like this. We'd like to ask the members of Heiyue some questions. Do you mind letting us inside? I suppose I could? I was only told not to let civilians pass through here. You'll have to make up an excuse to Dudley for me, though. Of course. Thanks for helping us out. Now I'm wondering if I should look around first. I probably should, but... oh well, now I'm doing this. Zhao, if you excuse me then. We'd like to help you, but unless you're willing to give us more details, there's not much we can do. You'll have to forgive me. After all, it was late into the night. I haven't the foggiest idea of who the assailants may be, or why they targeted our humble company. Even so, it appears you were able to mount an efficient defense. The first and second floors are devastated, yet this room remains spotless. How in the world were you able to fend off assailants armed with heavy machine guns? I'll admit, it was tricky. However, the assailants managed to escape our grasp, I'm afraid. Many of our men were sent to St. Ursula. My oh my, what a disaster. You have my condolences. Now, if you excuse us. You four. What's the special support section doing here? Why, good morning, Detective Bennings. I see the rest of you have come along as well. Pardon our interruption, Zhao. I know you're busy with the aftermath of a raid, but could I borrow a minute of your time? Anything for you, my friend. If you excuse us then, Dudley, I appreciate you having stopped by. Have a nice day. Goodbye. This irritates me to no end, but I'm leaving the snake to you. Try to get what you can out of him. Yes, sir. It has been quite some time, my friends. I hear you all had quite the adventure on the final AV Anniversary Festival. I'm assuming Yin told you all about it. As you know, the Special Support section doesn't follow conventional investigative protocol. And with that in mind, how about you go ahead and tell us your true intentions? Oh? Lloyd? There's no point wasting our time with your usual song and dance. Not only that, but we have a lot of ground to cover with Zhao. I figured I'd get straight to the point. Well now, that's one hell of a gutsy move. Lloyd can be quite audacious when he wants to be. Excellent, Mr. Banning, simply superb! I knew I was right to put my hopes on you. Very well, I'm not particularly fond of trivial exchanges anyway. If your questions are within the realm of my knowledge, I will provide the answers you seek. Thank you, Zhao. There were 3 things I wanted to ask you about. Yeah. Is it safe to assume LoH is behind last night's raid? Or is there any chance the attack was carried out by a third party? Ah, so you're going to ask about that too. Very well. Lau, please explain for them. Sir? Their silence may have been masked to conceal their identities, but there's no doubt it was LoH's men. Not only were their weapons identical, but so was their combat style. That's something that can't be mimicked so easily. I see, that makes sense. In that case, something's still rubbing me the wrong way. I hear you Heiyue guys are pretty damn good martial artists. Heck, I bet your man Lau here could hand out beatings left and right. You flatter me. I'm sure LoH doesn't have a shortage of combat pros, but none of them could match up with you guys one-on-one. So then, how'd you get trashed so hard by a handful of fucks? Was the Killing Bear leading the charge or something? No, I don't believe the esteemed general manager of sales was present. Neither were his handpicked ex-Jäger friends. We believe LoH's regular combat personnel to be behind the attack. If that's the case, then how? Well, their techniques were simple, their speed and power were beyond comprehension. They were able to brandish those heavy machine guns single-handedly. Our defenses were easily crushed by their unnatural strength. They overtook the first 2 floors with ease. No fooling. It wasn't only limited to their power and speed either. They had inhuman endurance as well. And thanks to that, I had to put into practice a few dangerous techniques. Dangerous techniques? Like what? I wasn't aware that you were trained in combat yourself, Zhao. I'm nothing but an amateur compared to Master Yin. I'm not going to beat around the bush, Zhao. How do you plan to respond to their raid? So that's what you want to know, is it? If you know what manner of organization Heiyue is, then there shouldn't be any need to ask such a question. So you're planning to retaliate then? My, how presumptuous! To think we would ever do such a thing. You misunderstand. I'm speaking only in terms of crisis management. At the end of the day, what matters most to our company is profit. And in situations where our profits are threatened, it is my sworn duty to crush our antagonizers through the appropriate methods. I fail to see what's so strange about that. What an annoyingly shrewd man. Is requesting assistance from Heiyue main office one of his appropriate methods? Reinforcements from Heiyue's main office, huh? You really aren't beating around the bush, are you? Well, to answer your question, I have no such plans at the moment. After all, my reputation's on the line here. However, there's no guarantee the main office will respect my wishes. They may intervene regardless. I suppose I should be able to keep them out of things for a little while at the very least. Either way, we are sorely lacking information about LoH's current improvements. As such, we don't have an effective countermeasure. For now, I've assigned someone to keep a close eye on their movements. That someone being an extremely reliable collaborator of ours. You requested Yin's assistance? I guess he would be the best option for an undercover mission like this. This isn't directly related to the case in question, but I figure I'd ask while I'm here. Do you really not know anything about Kia? But Lloyd, that's... Kia, you said. Is that meant to be a person's name? It sounds more like a code word to me. Pardon me, I see this is a serious matter. All I know is that Kia is the name of that little girl you took into custody after the Schwarze Auktion. Well, that and the fact that our dear collaborator offered you a small piece of advice while you were there. The exhibits for the second half of the auction are all stored in the room over there. According to information that was sent to Heiyue, there's a bomb, so to speak, among those items. I recommend you confirm it for yourselves. A large leather trunk will be exhibited at the end of the auction. Inside the trunk is a bomb, which will only serve to jeopardize LoH's position. This information was sent to us through a very complicated route. We were unable to determine the identity of the informant. However, in some ways, that only made it more credible. We wanted to be certain, however, so we asked our friend to check on it. Even my wildest dreams, I never expected this purported bomb to end up being a small girl. Damn, looks like he's gonna feign ignorance till the very end. Let's assume you're telling the truth. Do you have an inkling as to who that informant might have been? Logically speaking, information this sensitive and incriminating would point to the actions of a LoH defector. The only thing I can say for certain is that whoever was behind it, they are an incredibly skilled individual. At any rate, this is as far as our knowledge regarding Kia goes. Well, I suppose it's up to you whether you believe me or not. Understood. Thanks for answering us honestly. Now then, does this conclude your questioning? Yes, for the moment. I appreciate your cooperation. Do you mind if I give the department an outline of what we discussed? Do as you like, my friend. By the way, Detective Bennings? Yes? I'll be honest with you. This raid was far beyond what I thought LoH was capable of. I was under the impression that I was fully cognizant of their forces, connections and strategies. Further, given the scrutiny they currently find themselves under, I never expected them to pull off such a brazen move. They have truly surpassed all my expectations. I'm almost a little impressed. I must say, I'm unbelievably excited for what's to come. I cannot recall an instance in the last few years where a situation didn't play out exactly as I had expected. This is a rare opportunity for me to wield the full force of my power and intellect to my heart's desire. The mere thought gives me an incredible joy. Hey, watch yourself. Yeah. Truly unbelievable. Do not think for a second that I will allow the police to ruin my fun. Although, I'm willing to grant a unique opportunity to your department. If you can somehow resolve the situation before Heiyue begins its retaliation, then we'll have no need to do so. I'll be eagerly awaiting your next move. Things have gotten really serious. Yes, they gave us plenty of useful information to work with, but I can't believe Zhao would so blatantly imply a full-scale war with LoH. If things keep eating up like this, then we're going to have a real mess on our hands. We're screwed if I decide to have a firefight in the middle of town. Additionally, we have to consider the possibility that Heiyue may call for reinforcements. There's more than a few dark clouds already gathering on the horizon. Even so, it sounds like we still have a bit of time, judging by what Zhao said. There's a lot of suspicious details about this raid to LoH pulled off. So we need to find out as much as we can about it before Heiyue mobilizes. I agree. Shall we visit each of the districts and question the citizens? No. I think it would be better to go straight to the source. Let's pay LoH a visit. You're kidding, right? We may have gone there once before, but still. It was before the incident at the auction. Wouldn't it be too reckless to go there now? It's true. They may have struck a deal with us, but it only relates to Kia's case. However, there's something I'm concerned about. What might that be? Garcia's movements. We have had enough encounters with him to know what kind of person he is. He never seemed the type to be reckless, and I got a feeling he had a strong command over his subordinates. You're absolutely right. He was a well-known Jäger commander, way too disciplined to pull any crazy stunts. In fact, it's pretty hard to imagine him ordering his men to launch an assault on Heiyue like that. Did Garcia actually order the raid, or did his subordinates act on their own? That's definitely something we need to find out. Right. And the fastest way to do that is to start asking questions around LoH's base. Do you guys want to head there now? I suppose that's our best option. It should be relatively low risk if we're simply asking around the area. Let's go have ourselves a little stakeout. Hey, so the back alleys seem a little scary today, more than usual even. I snuck a peek into that alleyway over there and a bunch of those guys in black suits all glared at me. I wonder what the heck is going on. Maybe I should work inside today. Click, click, click. Oh goodness, Heiyue's office raided? This is quite a serious offense. I haven't been this on the edge of my seat in a good long while. That was information from Jonah, I presume. Oh, who can say? After living in Crossbow for as long as I have, you start to notice incidents like this happening from time to time. Well, thrilling. Now, how exactly will Zara respond to an embarrassing slight? Isn't that a tad bit reckless to say, Mom? Yeah, we rushed right down the street. Ain't that cause for even a speck of concern? I suppose so. I am concerned about real estate prices dropping because of its commotion. Alright, I forgot about how much of an insatiable land shark she is. Why they act so quiet today? Barely anybody passes through. Gonna start crying if I don't get any customers soon. A raid on Heiyue's office? Seriously? That came completely out of left field. I just hope this doesn't explode into an all-out war. Just like I thought, there are more guards posted here than usual. They're looking way more pissed than I was expecting too. Impatient, excited, vigilant, anxious. I'm detecting a wide range of emotions from them. There's no mistaking it. They must be on high alert for any retaliation from Heiyue. This isn't going to be easy. For now, ascertaining Garcia's movements should be... Should be what? Garcia Rossi. Damn, all that monster managed to sneak up on us. Oh, it's you guys. You have the audacity to show your faces around here after all the shit you've put us through? I won't make any excuses. Our deal with you only concerns Kia and Kia alone. Then we understood. If you use our deal as an excuse to come waltzing into our territory, I'm going to beat the ever-loving hell out of you. Geez, this guy is one dangerous old man. I know why a lot are snooping around here. However, you won't be getting a single word of me on the matter. If you understand, then get lost. Damn. Please, just tell me one thing. If, hypothetically, you were to attack an armed enemy stronghold, would you attack heads-on from the front, leaving everything to brute strength? An honest Jäger like myself would never stoop to such poor strategy. I'd wait until there was an opening and make a precise strike. Maximum results, minimal damage. Wouldn't you do the same, son of a war god? Don't ever call me that again. But yeah, that's how Jägers operate. Is that so? Thank you. I appreciate the answer. You're a strange kid. But anyway, you better not come in here unprepared, you hear me? I promise, you'll be torn to shreds. Something sure seemed off with him. He looked tense, but unusually haggard. I was thinking the same thing. His words were very aggressive, but I felt like I didn't have the same force behind them. I could sense a great deal of fatigue. What do you suppose could have happened to him? Damn, he's in such a sorry state. It ain't like the guy at all. I bet you guys would love to know where that is, huh? Grace? You just love popping up at the most random times, don't you? What can I say? My reported situation guides me to the juiciest of scoops. Anyway, what do you say we do the old give and take? I'll be anxiously awaiting your arrival at the jazz bar. What should we do, Lloyd? For now, let's just hear what she has to say. But we should keep our guard up. We need to be careful not to let anything slip around her. Duly noted. Oh, well now, there we are. Alright, let's cut to the chase. Is there anything you're willing to share about the Heiyue raid? I'm sure Zhao showered you with all sorts of delightful details over at his office. Quick as ever. But how do you even know we visited Heiyue? Well, I found out about the incident this morning. Was heading over to ask Zhao some questions when I saw Dudley barge in. As I was sitting there on the sidelines trying to feel the situation out, who should show up but you guys? Shortly afterwards, I see Dudley leave with his typical scowl, and then a bit later, you all come out looking as worried as I've ever seen you. After seeing all that, how do you expect me to not think you learned something huge? I see, I guess that makes sense. Still, Grace, I think you know better than anyone that we can't casually disclose information about an open investigation. Well, of course I know that's silly. That's why I called this chat a little give and take. After all, aren't you dying for some details on Garcia Rossi? Do you mean... You're a real pro at dangling the bait right under our noses, ain't ya? A nice little cherry on top. I might have some juicy info about that so-called auction too. Where I heard, LoH messed up so bad there, the speaker isn't really interested in speaking with them anymore. I'm sure you're just dying to know how these two things are related. Right? Right? Okay, I'll bite. However, everything about Zhao is strictly off the record, got it? I can't stress that enough, Grace. I see. So the situation is more dire than I thought. Yeah, unfortunately it is. At the very least, both groups seem to be trying not to involve the public. For now. Well, no matter which way you cut it, this raid really just came out of nowhere. It might have happened in the dead of night, but I still can't believe they targeted somewhere right next to the news building. Not to mention it was right down the street from the IBC. Pretty ballsy move, even for LoH. Yes, that's true. If things had gotten even worse, it could have made people lose trust in the Crossbell as Zamuria's trade capital, shaking the whole continent's economy. Right? That's what I'm saying! If this is true, it could mean that info I got was legit after all. What information would that be? Are you willing to share now? Okay, guess it's my turn now. You see? This whole fiasco originated from inside the Mafia. Lately I've been hearing rumors that Garcia Rossi's control over his goons has been, well, lacking. Is that even possible? Yeah, I'm having a hard time buying it myself. I can't imagine any of those rank and file mobsters defying that walking mountain. Well, you can choose to believe it or not. I'm just saying it might be possible that the incident in the downtown district and the grab for Mainz's mining rights weren't on Garcia's order. From the look of it, it was some goons on the lower ranks looking to make a name for themselves. If that's what those rookies were after, that would explain why they were so willing to step out of line to get it. Wait a second. Are you saying that the raid last night was carried out by low-level members of the Mafia? Well, given the scale of the attack, it's hard to think that, but if it's true, it definitely helps explain why Garcia is acting the way he was earlier. Maybe. Come to think of it, he didn't have his usual entourage with him. So does that mean he lost his grip over LoH? There's an internal split? But what is the Don doing during all of this? According to what I've been able to gather, Marconi is desperately trying to make up for his giant blunder at the auction. Naturally, he's buttering up Speaker Hartman, who was less than pleased at Michelin. He's even trying to lure more influential figures of Crossplay into his fold. Influential figures? Who exactly? Diet members from the Republican faction. I've heard he met with a CGF commander too. Really? Is he trying to suppress Heiyue's political influence on Crossplay? And I wonder if meeting with a CGF commander has anything to do with LoH's weapons smuggling. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Gotta remember that moron of a commander is also one of Speaker Hartman's cronies. I bet LoH is trying to win back the Speaker's favor for him. Yep, my thoughts exactly. Man, whenever I have these nice little chats with you guys, things just seem to fall into place. This turned out to be quite a fruitful little info swap. To be honest, it's been helpful for us as well. But now that we've sifted through all the details, I feel like there's something we're missing. Something we're missing? Oh, and what would that be? Looking over what we know, there seem to be logical reasons behind each of the actions. But the actions themselves are almost random, as though they're not all coming from the same organization. I always got the feeling that LoH's operations had a certain level of professionalism to them, the kind you'd expect from organized crime. But I don't sense that at all this time around. I see what you mean. Now that you mention it, I'm inclined to agree. LoH's structure has typically existed as an efficient system designed to take advantage of a large amount of mirror flowing through Crossbow. For them to suddenly deviate so greatly from that system is highly irregular. So in other words, there's some element to this case that threw LoH's entire system out of whack. Is that what you're saying? Right. It's just a gut feeling though. Zao's description made it sound like these raiders who attacked Heiyue possessed unnatural amounts of strength too. It's possible that could have something to do with Garcia's strange attitude. Wow, I should have expected this from you, Lloyd. You're one smart cookie, you know that? Hey, if this police thing doesn't work out for you, how about joining me at the Crossbow Times? We can aim for a foolish surprise together! I have to pass. And I appreciate if you didn't make me worry about my employment any more than I already do. Oh, remind me again. What's this foolish surprise thing she's talking about? It's the prestigious international award given to the most outstanding journalist of the year. Excuse me for 1 second. Yes, it's Lloyd Bennings of the Special Support Section. I managed to get through. It's me, Bix, over from Mainz. Oh, the mayor? How can I help you? Is there some kind of problem with guns? Well, you see, I'm in Cosmo City at the moment, the casino where Gans goes. He started acting strangely, so I decided to call you. Strangely? What exactly do you mean? He's been engaged in a poker match with another customer for quite some time. Things are getting very heated. It may only be a matter of time before violence breaks out. Could you come over quickly and help sort this out? Understood, sir. Baka Casino, right? We're close by, so we'll be there shortly. Okay, I'm counting on you. Was that the mayor of Mainz? Sounded like he's at the casino. Yeah, apparently Gans might be getting into some trouble there. Seriously? Have his victories gained him some ill will from his opponents? Between Gans' ego and his crazy luck, I could definitely see that happening. Well, we'd better hurry on over and assess the situation. Alright, off to Baka we go! What? Did I say something wrong? Well, Grace, it's just that, there's no point in telling her not to come. Let's just go to the casino. Okay, but I think I actually reload and do it around town before we do all this here, and cut that then in, and then I repeat everything we did here. It's mostly dialogue, and when you skip through dialogue, it's quickly over, so that's fine. But for the next episode, we then go to Baka Casino and see what's happening with Gans. Until next time, man. I am Ace, and don't get lost.